Cynthia Rylant is the author of over 60 children's books in English and Spanish, including works in fiction, nonfiction, and poetry. Rylant was born in Hopewell, Virginia on June 6, 1954. When she was 4 years old, Rylant's parents got a divorce and she had to move. She moved with her mother to Coolidge, West Virginia, where her grandparents lived. While her mother attended nursing school, her grandparents' home didn't have any electricity or running water. They had no car. Her grandparents grew and hunted their own food. Though she misses her parents, many of Riley's strongest memories come from this time in her life. It's that time, she says, that seems to have sunk thickest into my brain and my heart, and much of what I saw and heard that has come into my books now. After Cynthia Rylant's mom finished nursing school, Cynthia moved with her to Beaver, West Virginia. In Beaver, West Virginia, she went to elementary, high school, and middle school. Cynthia then attended Morris Harvey College, which is now known as the University of Charleston. And then she moved forward to Marshall University, where she graduated with a master's degree in English in 1976. Out of college, she was a waitress, then became a librarian. She worked at the Akron Public Library in the children's section. There's where she discovered classics such as Goodnight Moon and Charlotte's Web. These first experiences with children's and young adult literature inspired her to write her own stories. So without telling anyone, she started writing at home. She didn't have much experience as reading and writing as a young child, although she did have some type of literature and writing available to her, which were comic books that she would buy for $3 for a quarter. After falling in love with Goodnight Moon, she decided to send her stories off to Writer's Market for a publisher. 2 months later, a New York editor wrote back to say she loved Ryland's stories and wanted to publish it. Her book, When I Was Young in the Mountains, was published in 1982, winning the American Book Award and becoming a Caldecott Honor Book. The story was based on her life in Coolidge, though it appeals to anyone interested in the Appalachian life. After her first book, Rylant decided to go back to school for a professional librarian degree at Kent State University. Rylant has received a number of awards and honors for all her work. Sold a Jerk in 1990, A Couple of Cooks and Other Stories About Love, also in 1990, and A Kindness in 1988 have each become named a Best Book of the Year for Young Adults by the American Library Association. Appalachia, The Voices of Sleeping Birds in 1991. The Relatives Came, that also won the Caldecott Award, and Missing May, that also won the Newberry Gold Medal. These 3 books are each Boston Globe Horn Book Honor books that deal with loss of loved ones. A Fine White Dust in 1987 won a Newbery Honor Book Award. And in 1993, Missing May won the Boston Globe Horn Book Award and the Newbery Honor Medal. The book Missing May is a wonderful book. It's a book of a girl named Summer who had to go live with an aunt and an uncle after her mother had passed. Aunt May and O.B., the aunt and uncle who took her in and loved her when nobody else wanted her after her mother died. But when May passes on, a lot of the joy leaves Summer's and O.B.'s lives. Then O.B. senses that May is still with them until a strange boy named Cletus from Summer's class enters their lives. Cletus was a strange boy. He claims to have been to the afterlife, and as proves, he has described the time he slipped off the riverbank and nearly drowned. Then Cletus comes up with this crazy idea to go to the spiritual church. He wanted them to go to the spiritual church of Glen Meadows, where the pastor is said to be able to communicate with the dead. They go to Putnam County hoping to find Reverend Miriam B. Young and to get in touch with Aunt May. When they find out the pastor has died, O.B. is crushed. Summer feared that all hope was gone, but when he turned the car around and brings Summer and Cletus to the state capitol and the Science and Culture Center, that is when he remembered. That's when he realized and remembered that he does have something around to live for, and that's these two children, Summer and Cletus. He then rested his palm against the back of Summer's head, like he used to when she was a small little girl. He looked at Cletus and Summer and realized that they came to this journey with O.B. to support him, and he's able to feel that love deep and return it to them too. The last line in the book said, "And then a big wind came and set everything free." Throughout the story, O.B. and Summer are stuck in the sadness of losing May and are unsure of how they will be able to continue living happily without her. Although they will undoubtedly both miss May forever, it's possible this marks a turning point where O.B. and May will be able to reclaim some of the happiness in living that Aunt May inspired for them. It took Cynthia Rylant a while to discover books, and even longer to discover writing. Still, they mean the world to her, and she uses her stories to share her memories with others. The best writing to her is personal, revealing writing, because she says, we all think long mostly for the same things, and are afraid mostly of the same things, and we all want someone to write about all this so we won't feel so crazy or alone. At Kent University, she met her sweetheart fellow author Dave Pilkey, and they moved to Oregon together in 1990. Until today, she's still there. She continued writing and now has over 20 books in print, including picture books, children's chapter books, young adult fiction, and poetry.